9 out of 10 times at least we go with what our guts say, or we strongly think, well, what does the gut say?
Massive on that. It's probably linked to something deeper than your gut. Just sit. What's your gut telling you? And people always know.
Yeah.
And you can't hide from your gut. And you'll talk to lots of people.
Yeah.
Oh, I made the decision once where I went against my gut feeling and I bloody shouldn't have because, da-da-da. It just happens time and time again. It's just like an inner knowing with yourself that you can't kid.
So you just had that feeling, hey, if I do this, it's going to be successful. It's going to work out.
Yeah. I did. I was like, no, I just know. The road to it working took longer than I thought. In a sales environment, you get more comfortable with a no and bringing a no forward early. You don't care. I'd rather find out. How are we going? Is this going anywhere? Do we want to keep talking or not? No, let's keep talking. Okay, where do we take it? Or like, no, actually, I've known enough. I'm maybe not going to do anything for now. Cool. Let's stay in touch. Wish you well. Next. How do you spell love? T-I-M-E. If you're a parent, which I think is cool, and I can subscribe to that. But also, too, sometimes the first form of love is to provide for your family. And it's like, I'll spend time if I've covered off Maslow's hierarchy of needs or my basics.
100%.
So providing is sometimes the best form of love you can give. 70% of our behaviour is dictated by the environment we're in. So you nearly get a different version of someone based on the environment we create. And I like places that get very deliberate about the environment that they wanted to create. What is that environment doing? Is it giving us confidence? Is it making us feel like we belong somewhere? There's quite a few ingredients to it. Being very intentional about the culture you want to create and the sorts of people you want to attract and the way you talk about it. So it could be here, teamwork's really important. Your value of positive energy, right? And this could be when you're talking about someone who's potentially going to come work here. Hey, so I'll just give you an idea what it's like to work here. To us, the environment we create is really important.
How do you see the world of internal thoughts and questioning?
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. And I think if you even go back, I think the biggest mountain to climb is, I said it before, that version you have of yourself, or the view you have of yourself.
Yeah.
And I think if you like yourself, if there's love for self, that is the foundation for so many opportunities in life. I thought of this in my own mind, like I think resilience is a direct correlation of the view you have of yourself. Because you have the ability to pick yourself back up. But yeah, like totally, your words give life meaning.
All right, welcome to another exciting episode of Shed Life. We've got a cool one as always today. This episode we're talking Andrew Miller, raw coaching, husband, father, good Waikato man, founder and senior coach of raw coaching, and the mental performance coach of the Waikato Sheds team. So we've got him on Shed Life. Welcome aboard, Andrew.
Kia ora. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Done a great session with the team earlier today. We'll probably touch on that later, but you were saying before that you ended up doing some coaching with the New South Wales Swift, all by saying hi to the person sitting next to you on the plane. Why don't we explain how the serendipity or luck works?
It was one of those, where you used to go to Sydney for work once a month. Got a good mate over there. Normally on the last night we'd have quite a few beers. I had every intention of getting one of those little blankets, watching a movie, not talking to anyone. Get on the plane, and it was code shared with like another airline. There were no TVs, and I was like, "Oh, there goes my plan." Swift's netball team on the plane. They were all scattered. Assistant coach sits next to me, and she goes, "Oh shit, no TVs." And I was like, "I know, that's the same thing." I was like, we just got talking. She had some kind of performance book, leadership or high performance. He was like, "What are you reading?" We just get yarning. It was cool. Yarned the whole way back, not just about sport, about life and all sorts. And I thought, no, that's been an interaction that, it'd be nice to stay in touch somehow. I went and bought her that book, Legacy, about the All Blacks. I forget the author, but wrote a nice message in the front. Hey man, lovely to cross paths with you. All the best tonight. Let's keep in touch. She emails me about 2 hours before the game. Got your thing. Cool, let's stay in touch. Next season, the coach departs. The head coach, she was the assistant coach, departs like unannounced. It was quite a surprise. They get a new coach in. She was like, "Can you help us like form this new team? Because got a new coach. We've got several new players." And I hadn't done a lot of stuff in sports then. So I was like, "Yeah, love to." And I remember, so they were based out at Sydney Olympic Park. That's when netball's based over there. Getting off the train, walking down, nervous as all heck, probably overdressed, dressed way too formally, not like this now. But our first exercise was, because everyone was so new, to invest in that connection and trust and belonging and who are we?
Yeah.
And so all I did was have a circle of chairs. I think the two questions I asked them were, what are you most proud of in your life, I believe, and what are you deeply passionate about, I think, which on the face of it, they sound like, okay, kind of questions, but it's always funny how these things work. The first person that went just went there and opened up and was, there were tears. Basically, everyone cried for 2 hours because they were just so getting into it and happy being vulnerable. And Brian Yakel, the coach, he goes, I've never been a part of anything like that in my life. And we were supposed to be working all afternoon. This is up to 2 hours. She goes, I think we just leave it there and just, So that's how I got into sport, and that was very cool. I've still got a relationship with the Swifts now. And that must be 8 or 9 years later. So, yeah.
Awesome. And so how early was this into your coaching career, performance coaching career?
Real early. This is 2017, so maybe first or second year.
Yeah. Awesome.
And hadn't done any of it before, so they were very upfront. This is what I would do. Here's my approach. And that started a few other cool things.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I have a couple of questions that I'd sort of go to it. One is, we'll get into the backstory of how you got into the coaching and everything. Cool. But one is, have you had many other moments where just having a conversation with a stranger, is that a one-off, or have you seen that happen more regularly, where just leaning into having a chat to strangers has led to something like that?
Oh. I certainly am a believer in thoughts are things, and you can manifest things. So if you put it out there, I want this to happen, that the universe will start providing it for you, or maybe you'll start noticing the opportunities that will get you there. I don't know if I'm much of a talker to strangers, but I can't think of an example where just that, being a good person has led to something else. I'm sure that's happened, but not an example that can come.
Well, let's get to it and say why I think it, and it just struck with me. I read a book on the luck. It was called The Luck Factor, and it would have been 25 years ago, I would say. And one of the things, and I consider myself a lucky person, but I think after reading that book, is lucky people think they're lucky. Unlucky people think they're unlucky. And so I was like, I'd rather be a lucky person. And ask the team, other people, and they're like, oh, yeah. You're always lucky, Jace. And I'm like, yeah, I take it. But they said lucky people, and I try to work into us, because whilst I might seem extroverted based on all the social media, I'm relatively just as sort of normal introverted, is talking to strangers, and how often a serendipitous thing like that would happen by just saying hello to somebody in a line, sitting next to somebody on the seat. And I'll be honest, 19 out of 20 times if I'm sitting next to somebody on the plane, I don't talk to them. Occasionally I do. And it's fairly easy for me, because people often look askance at the rather large bald man, and I'm like, well, maybe I won't talk to him either, so I can sit in my little silence. But I just thought that was a very cool example. So Andrew Miller, so how did you get into, give us a bit of a background on who you are, where you came from, and how you ended up involved in the world of performance coaching.
Cool, man. Youngest of 5. Dad worked for ANZ Bank back in the day, where they'd move you around every 3 or 4 years. I was born in Pātea, Taranaki.
Nice.
Moved to Kaitaia, Whakatane, then Hamilton since about the age of 11.
So this was back when small towns like Pātea and Whakatane got to have a bank, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Whakatane still does.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all changed. So we moved around heaps. I was quite lucky, been pretty stable since 11. My siblings have moved around at key parts of their life, teenage years. They had to uproot and make new friends. But so proudly from the Waikato and from the Trong.
Yeah.
And that wasn't always something that you would be proud of. It was sort of known for boy races and other things you can catch. Hamilton Boys High, Waikato Uni, did HR at uni because I loved the people and culture side of things, played sport my whole life.
Yeah.
I love what sport represents. It teaches you so much. And if you wrote down all the things that sport can teach you, right through from, resilience, and if you don't get selected, right through to needing a bit of courage to, take the gap or make the tackle, camaraderie around, like, on the rugby field, everyone is equal. Doesn't matter on your background. And you meet some characters. Like, I used to love that silly side of being in a team.
Yeah.
But so then did the old BMS at Waikato. Wasn't drawn to finance, economics, none of that sort of stuff. Did HR. It was actually quite hard to get a job in HR back then as a grad. Excuse me. So I got into banking.
Yep.
ANZ National Bank graduate program. Did banking for 11 years. Yeah, really enjoyed that. Like, some of the colleagues you meet, like, bankers are good people. You meet some absolute characters in banking. So your colleagues were awesome. Clients were awesome. Businesses like the Waikato Shed Company, like the absolute backbones of New Zealand, who they've got mortgages over their houses, they employ people, they're trying to make New Zealand a prosperous place. And I got to help them, I guess, by our thing was selling money, give you some money to help you grow. Real cool. But in a leadership role, first leadership role.
Can I just go back and I'm going to circle it back around a few things. What effect did it have, did you notice, just on the siblings growing up moving all the time? Did they have a different level of resilience, building friends?
I don't know if their recollections are all that positive. Like, I think they've all stayed in the same place their whole upbringing of their kids. So it might get them to talk to that, especially like in your teens and my sister's moving when they're bloody 14, 15, whatever. But for me, I mean, I can remember Kaitai to Whakatane was not a pleasant experience. I was real little. Yeah. Did not settle in. I don't know. Depends on your lens you look back on all that stuff. It probably gave me things and grew me in a way that has served me well. But that might be because I try and look back on it positively and be like, well, that happened.
Yeah. What's the silver lining in it?
What's the silver lining? Or I could choose to look at it through a different lens and be like, oh, that's why I'm this way. But
you've noticed it, So the siblings have strove for more stability. It is a tough one. Honestly, if you've got to do it for work, you can't, do your best if you're a parent and it happens. I mean, dairy farm, farm workers, military, like lots of people pastors. I've had a few people on podcasts that have had to move around all the time. So
I heard it. Sorry, jump in. The Between Two Beers boys talk about how do you spell love, Time. If you're a parent, which I think is cool, and I can subscribe to that. But also too, sometimes the first form of love is to provide for your family, and it's like I'll spend time if I've covered off Maslow's hierarchy of needs or my basics.
100%.
So providing is sometimes the best form of love you can give.
Oh, I think so. I think there's sometimes I struggle sometimes even with the family first and some of these things is it can make people feel too guilty about just having to go out there and work. I did it. We had kids very young and you're like, you couldn't feel guilty if you've just got to make it happen. And it's actually, I think it's more important being able to provide for the family sometimes. It's like, sure, you don't want to catch up the time later. Sometimes you can, but you can't. There's a balance and a pendulum to all of those.
Well, opportunity cost too. Like everything has the opposite that's a bit of a stressor.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go on the dole and be available for the family the whole time. Cool. We've got not much money,
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I'm going to work a little bit, so we've got a bit of money. Don't have as much time. So,
yeah, and there's that balance of quality versus quantity. Hamilton Boys. Lots of people from Hamilton Boys. Very successful school here. What was that like going through? And just give us the sort of era, I'm guessing.
The era 96 to 2000.
Yeah.
I would say it was still reasonably old school, and I think it's quite a different school now than when I went. So it was still very, say, rugby, rowing, traditional school of the times. Susan Hassel's involvement has changed immensely. Strives for excellence, achieves excellence, more well-rounded. And I reckon, so going back, not everyone's experience at Boys High would have been good. Some people did not like it, as they wouldn't have liked maybe any school.
Yeah.
But I did like it. That structure worked for me. I liked the uniform, the pride in the uniform. I liked the rule-based system. If you kind of follow the rules, you'll do well here. Love sport, played heaps of rugby, heaps of cricket. So I look back real fondly. Went back and volunteered on the Old Boys Foundation after school to help old boys connect back with the school.
Nice.
Really enjoyed it and met some cracking people. And lads are funny, man. Like my memories thinking back at school, we're just dickheads having fun, Like
100%.
Yeah, lads don't need much to have fun,
No.
It's just, so yeah, loved it.
Yeah, you just need, that's it. Yeah, having fun at school. I'm a big encourager of that as well. If you're either that age or school can be so much fun. Jazz, the youngest, she's just finishing year 13 and she's having such a great time with it. But she's just leaning into it. It's like, it's the last year of school. You don't get that back. Me and you, we've had 20 years working. We've got another 20 plus years working roughly. Another 10 on either side of that almost. Like there's plenty of good working years. Whereas you only get those 4 years at high school and then it's done. And
you don't appreciate the time. Like lots of things when you're younger. Like I'd love to go back. Love to go back to uni and be like, I actually would have enjoyed learning and turned up and like done my homework and read things and asked questions and stuff rather than like skipping or
thinking that you're missing out. So leaning into what's happening there. No, that's cool. And then so rugby was the main sport. Rugby in the winter.
Cricket.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, rugby all the way through. Cricket all the way through. Played heaps of cricket. Still got my bag of cricket gear from school.
That's awesome.
You open it up, it smells the same. There's something about the smells of a kit bag or cricket gear. Like if you've played cricket, you'll know what I mean. Haven't really played since. Played at uni, but No, you haven't got into the social leagues of cricket then? Thought about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I love cricket. I love watching cricket. It's not everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah.
I could watch every ball of a test match and not be bored and love it.
Yeah, awesome. Hence the office at Seddon Park then.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Sorry, quick down on that. You talk about serendipity, whatever before. When we were 12, we were watching ND play down there, right? Yep. But on the boundary, we're sleeping, breathing cricket on the boundary. Reasonable sized crowd. Someone's dad comes along, one of the boys' dads, and was like, "Oh, do you boys want to come up to one of the corporate boxes?" And this was like someone saying, "Do you want backstage passes to Disneyland?" Yeah. And we're like, "Yep." And I remember walking up, going, "Oh my God, this is unreal." I don't know if I'm in the same corporate box now.
Awesome.
But like it's gone full circle, and so they rent all the corporate boxes out as office space now. And even when there's no game on, it just has wow factor. You walk along this dingy, dark corridor, and people think, where are we going? Open the door, bang. KJ's, advocate, fan, supporter of yours. The ground is always immaculate. It's got real wow factor. Yeah,
that's cool. It's cool that someone just did that. Those little moments can mean so much when you're young. I always have this. The one that stood out to me, I got the best and fairest. It would have been JB1, playing rugby, North Shore Rugby Club. And I always think I got it because I always just like to turn up to every training, do everything I told. I was never like really awesomely skilled or anything. I was always big, but I always think that's the award for who's that pleasant kid that always does what the coach says and super keen and that. And because that was me. But Ian Jones came and did it, and he put the little medal around my neck, and he's like, "Oh, you're a big tall boy, you'll be big and strong." And those little words, and I'd been going through some pretty tough stuff at home personally, just stuck, and you're like, "Oh, this is awesome." I was only vaguely aware because we didn't really follow it as a home. We were a bit of a league family, and even then I wouldn't have really picked. So I wasn't aware of where Ian Jones would have fitted into the cycle, and this would have been, maybe he would have just maybe it was 94, maybe it was 92 or 93. So who knows whether it was just North Harbour, whether the Chiefs had kicked off then. But either way, it just always stuck as those little things. And I always try and do it now whenever we can go and hang out with the kids at schools or anything. Is just take the time to have a little chat and just drop a little nugget in there for the guys. So yeah, showing them off and showing them the world of the corporate boxes. It's very cool.
100%. Oh, who's that guy? He's got a boxing gym in Nainai.
Yeah, I can think of the really...
Oh, he used to sell skipping ropes.
Yeah. Do you want to look up Nainai Boxing Gym, Wayne, for the coach? Yeah, I can think of the guy. Nae, Nainai.
Because he wrote a book. So he created a boxing gym.
Yeah.
Anyone's welcome. I think Nainai socioeconomic, I think it was a poorer
very
part of
poor.
Wellington.
Yeah.
Right. And he was like, everyone's welcome. Some real strict rules. When you get there, you've got to greet everyone else. You've got to shake everyone's hand. Good to see you. Good to be here today. So we're connecting in that moment. But he said you could find something good in everyone. And so we go, even if you've got a kid that's maybe a bit overweight, whatever, go, hey, you got a good strong punch.
Yeah.
Or a little kid, hey, you'll be real fast and nippy. Just find something about them. And he said, you'll see them change before your eyes,
Turn and praise. Is it Billy?
Billy Graham.
Billy
Graham. Yeah.
All right.
Billy Graham.
Yeah.
Building champion men or something like that.
Yeah. Have a look up for Billy Graham Nainai or boxing and see if we can find it. Yeah, that's it. Same name as the preacher pastor over
That's
overseas.
right.
Yeah, Billy Graham. I remember reading his book, Kiwi Legend. Yeah. Shout out Billy Graham. Billy Graham.
Butcher.
Yeah. Awesome.
By trade. Yeah.
Yeah. Butchers were always taught to be incredible salespeople. That was a trade of the butcher. Because you had to convince people to buy the meat. It's always been a luxury item. I think Kiwis have become so accustomed to eating high quality meat all the time that they don't realise back in the day it was, the butchers were always having to sell and charm and get it in. So
he came and spoke in Blenheim when I was banking there. I think the Harcourt's boys put it on. And he had the exact example. If someone's buying lamb's fry or something, like, oh yeah, how much bacon do you want with your lamb's fry?
Yeah.
Because you've got to have, and that might not be the example, but it was, you can't have that thing without that thing. So how much of that do you want? And before that, it's not even on their mind. They're like, oh, $1 worth, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good. Kiwi legend. Nice. And so you're into the banking sector, so you're into HR. Had you thought much about what HR was going to be like?
So I didn't use HR. I was in the banking. I was banking, commercial banking.
Okay, cool.
Quarter of Queen and Victoria Street. Quite cool. My dad also started his banking career on the corner of Queen and Victoria Street on the other corner.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, commercial banking. And it was almost quite a bad time to start because conditions were so good. Like money was easy to lend. Got a bonus in my first year that was quite a bit of money for not really doing anything.
Yeah.
And it went from...
And so this is what, 2004, 5?
2005?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a bit of a bubble going on in New Zealand at that point, wasn't there?
And lots of fun too. Like there was money around for fun, like going to have a few drinks, that kind of stuff. And then the GFC kicked in and I said it went like from going Disneyland to somewhere that was very much not Disneyland overnight, like the awesomest, easiest conditions in the world.
Yeah.
To like, capital was really rare or expensive. So how you lent to that, I was like, whoa, that was pretty tough. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it was an interesting time in New Zealand. It's often not talked about. People talk about the GFC, but credit was easy though. You used to have those loan shops everywhere for mortgages, 8 or 9%, 110% mortgages. They'd lend you the value of your house plus some more money to do with whatever you wanted. It was not like, you had to do up the house. It was like, just splurge it, don't worry. Yeah.
Can I tell you about getting fired, but it was my idea?
Yeah, sure.
So I got sort of shoulder tapped to run this small online learning software company.
Okay.
So we sold software into businesses to create their own internal content. So like, inductions, here's the health and safety video, here's this, you got to go through, answer the but it was tough, and I was crap at it.
Yeah.
And I think the guy did it really well. We went for a coffee one Monday, and through this whole process, I never felt threatened at all. He was like, "So how's it all going, man? You know?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, good. You know, going to see Jace today, and then Wayne, and then bloody, oh, okay, sweet." He goes, how's it really going though? And I was like, oh, well, yeah, no, it's pretty tough. And he sort of just nudged it out, brings to the conversation that I'm actually not doing so good. And he's probably breaking HR rules, but the way he did it was, I thought, really classy. He said, well, what I've noticed is that you're trying really hard, and that for whatever reason, you're not quite converting when it comes to sales time, you know? And he said, that's on me. He goes, I haven't set you up to win. And so he said, long story short, I'll make it shorter than what it was, 2 things. Either if this is the role for you and you're like, yep, I want to make a go of this, he goes, all good. I got you, you know, I'll work alongside you, I'll re-induct you, we'll build a training plan, I'll give you more time with me, because I actually haven't given you as much time as you probably need to be successful, and we'll make sure we get you there, you know, that's all good. He goes, but also if you go away over the weekend and come back and you've maybe thought, I've picked the wrong horse, that actually the reality of this role is not what I thought it was going to be. He said, all good as well. He goes, we'll just make a bit of a plan and see how long you need to get another job, and that's fine as well. He goes, I'm okay with either of those. So I need you to feel comfortable making the decision. And not one moment through that did I feel like I was being squeezed, or that you're shit, or like I'm trying to asshole you out of here. So I come back over the weekend, I was like, I've definitely picked the wrong horse. So I said, blah, 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 thank you, but I think I have picked the wrong horse, and that maybe I should find a job somewhere else. Cool. How long do you think you need? A couple of months, whatever it was. Sweet. Just in the meantime, can you just keep working real hard, keep pushing those sales along, keep doing the hours. If you need to go on an interview, just let me know. But I thought that was real class, and I don't think we have enough of those conversations, which is just like, this ain't going so good, is it? What do we do about that?
Can I just ask, to set the scene, was this before the banking? Like, how old?
I got shoulder tapped during the GFC because life sucked. Like,
so you left the banking to go and do this
Left
job.
the bank to go and do it. Getting up real early, doing long hours, real hard conversations. And so to get shoulder tapped, I was like, yeah, anything is better than this right now.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I like the example of just the ownership that chap put on. It's like just he took it onto himself rather than projecting it onto it. Classy example, but also good to just be upfront with him. You know, upfront as well. It's like, hey, is this working? I probably haven't done enough. It's my fault. You're not selling enough, rather than it's your fault. You're not selling.
Well, having hard chats, but people's dignity and mana still being intact, and it not getting real weird and awkward, and me digging my toes in and being, well, no, you haven't inducted me very good. You know, it was just however he set that up in terms of making me feel safe, and body language, and just inquiring at the right times or in the right way, and having that conversation. But yeah, I got back into banking and had another 7 years of banking.
Why do you think you weren't selling? Like, looking back on it now, what do you think you would have? Could you identify what you were missing then? Or
probably a combination of a few ingredients. Probably wasn't a very good salesperson. Banking was kind of easier, big brand behind you, a base of clients. People kind of needed money, so you didn't at that stage have to be that good to be good. So probably wasn't that good at sales. Probably didn't know enough about the product and what I was doing, and even having techniques for like, what is your need? How can I make your life better? Those are probably the main 2 things. Probably.
Even just pushing into it though is like not being good at salesperson, because a good salesperson is often just someone that can follow a good process. So was it closing the deal for it, or was it getting the people interested enough that they'd even want the deal? Like,
if I thought back, I probably wasn't even getting that close to closing deals.
So then it just dives into where they can find the needs. Because I'll just put this one out there for any folks at home listening: is if you're struggling for work, not working, especially for the younger ones. I've just been thinking, I've got a lot of my kids are late teens, and knowing it is, don't be afraid of a bit of commission sales. There's always a job in the paper on Seek or something for it, and it can just teach you so much. And the best time to do it is when you're young and you're not under financial pressure. Maybe you're even still living at home or something, but you can just learn so much that can be so valuable forever. I just thought it's often in tough economic times, there's more sales opportunities because people will be like, give it a crack, sell this on commission. And they'll probably give you amazing training, but you've got to go out there and push it.
Well, I think as you get older in a sales environment, you get more comfortable with a no and bringing a no forward early. You don't care. I'd rather find out. How are we going? Is this going anywhere? Do we want to keep talking or not? No, let's keep talking. Okay, where do we take it? Or like, no, actually, I've known enough. I'm maybe not going to do anything for now. Cool. Let's stay in touch. Wish you well. Next.
Yeah, perfect. Cool. So then back to the bank. Same bank?
No.
Ooh.
So still GFC times, there wasn't heaps of roles out there.
No, tough times.
2 roles came up in Blenheim and Nelson. I'd never been to either.
Yep.
Went down to Nelson, BNZ, had an interview, was offered kind of the role in Blenheim.
Yep.
I hadn't been to Blenheim. I think I paid for half a flight. The recruiter paid for half. Went down, was taken around wine country. Mm-hmm. My now wife, just girlfriend at the time, well, do you want to move to Blenheim? She was like, well, yeah, well, kind of, Haven't really been there. Blenheim was awesome. Like, we would probably still live there if we had family there, or like had an awesome time. My wife Hannah played hockey, met lots of people through that. I played rugby.
Yeah, cool.
Met lots through that. Still friends with them.
Yeah.
Like, Blenheim's an awesome spot. Beautiful landscape, wineries, people. The sounds are pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Nice part of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did you spend down there?
2.5 years.
Oh, nice.
Job came up in Greymouth, of all places. We're driving home. I said, there's roles come up in Greymouth. I said, Greymouth's a bit of a shithole. I don't know if I want to move there. And Hannah goes, well, no. She goes, places are what you make of them.
Yeah.
Like, if it's a good opportunity, let's consider that. And I go, okay, fair enough. Don't know if she
Wise
said
words,
it.
huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if she said you don't meet people at home watching TV, and so we'll make the most of it.
Yeah.
Got the role. West Coast was awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. Like, again, people real cool. Not in a disrespectful way, but it's almost like going back in time to old-fashioned Kiwi values.
Yeah, 100%.
And because you're a bit more isolated from the big smokes of like a Christchurch or a Nelson, almost got their own rules over there. You can feel the history in the hills too. You can feel that this part of New Zealand was one of our founding parts of New Zealand. Like, there's down the Blaketown tip head where the sort of wharf is, there's a plaque between the years of 1860 and 1890. Again, I'm making this up. Yeah. X thousand ounces of gold was shipped out of this, harbour entrance that equivalates today to, and it's like hundreds of millions of dollars. So it would have been hissing. And coal, back when coal then was like needed for everything. So real quick, it's quite cool too how, because all the POMs come out for the mining. Yeah. Like rugby league is part of the fabric down there, which is not many pockets of New Zealand where league is like real strong. Yeah,
it is a buzzy little space. The west coast to the South Island, it's sort of, league is just sort of heartland working class, sort of Christchurch, Wellington, Auckland, Ngātawaihia, and then Greymouth. Yeah, because the hard Northern English came out from the coal mines, and then they got into league, and they appreciated the kids. Well, people should get paid to play because, if you got injured on the weekend, you can't work in the mines on Monday. Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah.
Even so, maybe about 10 years ago, I thought it was pretty cool. The Kiwis, when play, will often go back down to the Greymouth and the West Coast and maybe either play a game or try and do some stuff down there just to give back to the history.
The Warriors did after Pike River. I think that's when it was.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And honestly, what you make of something is 100% what you're going to do. If you think something's going to be awesome, 9 out of 10 times it's going to be awesome. If you think something's going to be crap, 100% of the time virtually it's going to be crap. It's same as going to a party, going to a movie,
Yeah. Well, I don't know who said it. Was it Henry Ford or something? If you think you can or can't, you're right.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, you predetermine the outcome. This is going to be shit.
Yeah.
So I told you it was shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, because you already picked that before you rocked up to the place. This is going to be awesome. Oh, yeah, cool. It's good,
Yeah.
And really enjoyed Greymouth. That's where I got into coaching because I received some coaching in my leadership role.
Okay, cool.
Didn't even know what it was. But my boss, who was head of Top of the South, so Nelson Bays, Marlborough, West Coast, was a big advocate of coaching, paid for all of us little area managers to receive coaching. I've still got my first journal like this.
Yeah.
Inside cover. Done about this coaching shit. Janine seems like a nice lady with good professional credibility. We'll see where it goes, But for me, junior leader, leading people way older than me, it was life-changing. Like, confidential environment, nothing leaves the room, to talk through and talk out your leadership confidence and be like, okay, where are you of sort of avoiding some conversations? It might be, so-and-so is turning up a bit late.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think you should do? And I'm like, I should probably talk to them. I don't really want to, and would coach you into the fact that you had to sort of check in, why were they turning up late? Is everything okay? If everything's okay at home, then I need you to sort your shit out and get to work on time, you know? And it sounds silly, but those are the conversations. You don't want to be like a micromanager and be like, hey, what time do you call this? But also you don't want people taking the piss either. So just finding your natural confidence in the middle was wicked. And after a while I was like, this is your job. You yarn to people to help them find clarity and confidence and back themselves. So I want your job.
And was this like a half day or was this a multiple session type thing?
6 months.
So 6 months, yeah.
6 months, I think it was 90 minutes or 2 hours every month.
Yep.
She would come down. Sometimes we go to Nelson. The real world is the best classroom. And so you'd identify things. Righto, Jace, you've got to be better at giving feedback. That's going to be your theme between now and our next session. And you're going to write in here how many times you've given feedback, what's the outcome been, how are you feeling, what are you seeing in people? And she'd come back and be like, I've given way more feedback and old mate's turned himself around or so-and-so's like just a bit more, walk around. It's cool. And I had that hard chat with old mate over there and they've sorted themselves out. Or I actually avoided one. I need to talk to old mate. And she'd be like, how come you're not talking to old mate? It's because I'm taking the soft option. Okay, how's that going to go? It's going to still be shit. So it'd be like, so I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah. That's very cool. Then how did you transition though to banking area manager to coaching?
We had our eldest daughter. She was born in Greymouth. And
she's tough and hard. And
well, she still goes, Crusaders are my team. I'm from Greymouth.
Hard.
Yeah, she had a few health complications going on. Or she was born with Down syndrome, which was a surprise to us at the time.
Yeah.
And that was like, oh, sheesh, that's wasn't in the script, to be honest, not the vision we had.
Yeah.
Our first crack at parenting is going to be a bit different to what we thought it was going to be. So let's move back to Hamilton, where we've got a bit more family support. On like one of my first dates with Hannah, I was like, if this goes any good, we're going to move to Hamilton, eh? She's like, stuff that, Hamilton's a shithole.
So where did you guys meet?
Where we'd meet? Oh, we met a few years before that on a child cancer camp, right? What was it called? Camp Quality, where, because a kid who has cancer often has heaps of procedures, surgeries, chemos, all that kind of stuff, that sometimes parts of their childhood are robbed from them.
Yeah.
Camp Quality for that 1 week gives them like an awesome week that, of course, it's not going to make up for a regular childhood, but it's just full of fun stuff.
Yeah,
and it's really cool. And every child needs an adult to be their minder for the week.
Yeah, cool.
Make sure they're turning up on time, that they're happy and enjoying their week, that they've got the right gear for the day, all that kind of stuff. Then on the last night, when all the kids go home, all the adults have a few drinks.
So do you guys volunteered to be the helpers?
Volunteered to be there, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
In Hamilton or wasn't it somewhere else?
Ngāroa Wahia Christian camp.
Yeah.
Still there at the back.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, that's good value. But she wasn't from Hamilton. Was she from Auckland or something? I'm just trying to find out where's Hannah from. If she didn't want
She's from Christchurch.
Christchurch. So she'd flown up for this. Or
so her cousin was running it and had to organise the volunteers. The volunteers have to be. You can't have a cold or anything going on because the children are immune systems are a bit compromised sometimes. So another volunteer pulled out last minute. Hannah was actually up in Gisborne working. She was still at uni then, and her cousin was like, can you fill in because we've got someone who can't do it because they're crook.
Yeah.
And so, that was, I don't know, 15 odd years ago.
Awesome.
But then, so I moved to Hamilton, still working with the bank. Did the coach certification to think, am I good enough to do this?
What got you on the camp? How were you there? So Hannah got twisted in by a cousin that was running it. What inspired a young Banks to be on a camp? Why were you there?
I just
looking out for a future girlfriend. So
that's what this doesn't look any good. I'm going to go on the Monday. Yeah. I'm not going to last the whole week.
They'll think I'm a real good guy when I'm looking after this poor kid with cancer. Like, what?
This is telling us more about you than it's about me. I've always believed in kind of volunteering, giving back. Like at school, I'd coach the junior teams. At uni, I was coaching cricket. I don't think I was up to too much early days of banking, and I was like, well, I'm young, what else am I up to? I'll volunteer and give back to some places. Used to do other things as well, and I thought, I don't even know how I came across it, but it was really cool. Did it for, 3 or 4 years.
It's awesome. It's just being able to do, like, the more that you can serve and give back in those situations, I firmly believe the more that the universe, it's not immediately or straight away. I mean, in your case, it worked out pretty well. But the universe rewards positive things. So you go and do, you coach kids, you help things out here, you can help in the community there. It might not mean that suddenly it's all rainbows tomorrow, but I think that yin and the yang, the karmic balance, certainly.
I 100% agree with that. And it's not why you do it.
No.
Because karma knows your intent. And if it's like, I'm giving this person $5 to the raffle tickets because I want to be rewarded, it's like, nah.
No.
Every time I've given in my life, I've got something back in return. And one of our values now is generosity of spirit.
Yeah.
So giving time or giving money, we give both of those away. It's just good. It's just, and you pay it forward. And whatever giving is, like, we've enjoyed sport, right?
Yeah.
People have coached us. Well, how do you pay that forward? Well, you coach, and give it back that way. And then that's how we pass on the traditions of our codes,
Yeah. It can even be down as just giving the support. If you still like rugby, go down and support your local rugby team, hockey team, and that. Even just being there on the sideline and just cheering on the under 21s or something. Like, I consider that giving back to the community in a very wide sense. No, that's cool, man. All right, so never moved to Hamilton, but
here we are. Many years later.
Yeah.
Yep. Hamilton's changed too. The Waikato's changed.
The Waikato's changed. Like, I'm Aucklander, I moved 12 years ago to the Hauraki Plains. Best thing ever. Me and KJ discussed it. I think he's been 25 years now. Yeah. Waikato, it is a phenomenal place. It is just Dupana, Pisona. I think it's just such a great place to raise a family, be in business, and not necessarily holiday, more maybe at the extreme edges, Coromandel, Raglan or something.
Well, no, your marketing slogan can't be like Hamilton, it's close to cool shit.
Yeah.
But their geography is pretty good.
Yes.
Like, drive to Auckland, come back in the same night to go and attend something. Like, that Golden Triangle proximity. It's very livable.
It's very livable. It's very affordable. I think the good people working hard sums up the Waikato. And then, close as to Auckland, easy to go to concerts. I'll go to the Warriors tonight, drive up, drive back, no stress.
When we lived down in the South Island for, how long was it, 6 or 7 years, when we came back, I sort of look around, I was like, wow, it's almost growing up.
Yeah.
Like, infrastructure, roading had changed, like beautiful office blocks, restaurants, cafes, international rugby, cricket, international arts, musical, performances. We've got homegrown this weekend, like it's cool.
Yeah. It is very cool. Yeah, awesome sports, the rowing, the cycling, just so many cool things going on. But so you come back to Hamilton, you're still with the bank.
Still with the bank.
But this is when you decide to hit the coaching.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So a real cool boss at the bank who was really supportive of the coaching journey. Yeah. I said, hey, would it be okay if I had like a side hustle and had some coaching clients on the side? They were like, yep. See them at the start of the day or end of the day so that you're not disrupting your normal job as much as possible. And just let us know how it goes, and if it starts growing, oh well. And had a rule with Hannah, had to have 5 paying clients before I could leave the bank. And I think I had 3. And one Monday went in. And when you've just moved on to the next thing, you're there physically but not in spirit. And I was like, I was getting all excited about this coaching stuff. Go home and I was like, love, I've moved on in my mind, like I'm there already. And she's like, okay, I trust you, sweet as. So we I think cashed in my bank super, had some savings, left the bank thinking, sweet, this is going to be awesome. Didn't get another paying client for 6 months after that.
Dang.
And we had 2 kids, our house, a rental property, some toughish times, where you don't have, you might be owed some money, mortgages due out, okay. And I had heaps of time on my own with my journal. Just as my own coach, support person, ass kicker. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Lots of people, they might do a bit of mentoring on the side, but they'll keep their job at Gallagher's just because that's nice and safe.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of me and I'm proud of us, me and Hannah for going nah, we're going to, and maybe it was naive optimism, but I just had this kind of knowing in my gut. I was like, nah, I'm pretty confident this is going to work out.
Yeah.
And you talk about giving things, sorry. The Cancer Society, different to any of that Camp Quality stuff, said, we've got a fundraiser. Would you mind donating something to us? And I was like, yep. I was giving my time all over the show because I had it on me because I only had 3 paying clients. Leonard Gardner from Foster's, he bought the 6-month coaching program.
Really? Yeah.
And I'm still friends and a client of Leonard. This is 10 years later.
Yeah.
And you talk about you give things out and good things happen. That's been a wonderful relationship where Leonard's also introduced me to lots of other people. So it's just a really nice feeling to it. And I love those stories,
Yeah, that's it. I just asked, what training or certs, where did you go in terms of developing it for the coaching initially? And then I wanted to just talk about gut feelings, but let's go with what did you train? What did you read? How did you prepare yourself to be able to believe that you could and do give value to other people in exchange for money?
That coach that I had in Greymouth,
yes,
Janine Manning is her name. I'm still in touch with her. I asked her, what did you do?
Yep.
She said, I did an executive coaching certificate through the International Coaching Community. Okay, cool. ICC, it's called. It's one of the biggest coaching bodies in the world. Really good name, very thorough certification process. And I went in thinking to that training, pick up the skills from coaching. Cool, that's what I want. But say the questioning technique we did earlier, they'll introduce that to you, and then, righto, Jason and Andrew, you go and use this on each other and pick real things. And so mine things would be, I don't know if I could, do this for a living or whatever. And then you received coaching all the way throughout, even to the point of building plans and this kind of stuff, which was really cool. The company that she coached through was called Illume back in the day. Angela Neighbours and Rachel Ford. When I was talking about leaving the bank, I said, can I come and work with you, under you, using your brand? I became a licensee. That transition was really awesome because they gave me heaps of support, particularly around the business of coaching, because there's lots of poor, burnt out coaches out there because they can't get their commercials to work. Yeah. And so they were really strong in actually putting prices up so that it was sustainable from financial and energy point of view. Otherwise, you just wear yourself out. So that was...
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Gut feelings. I think I'm a big believer in, you got to check them because sometimes they're wrong, but believing in the gut feelings. Brian and I, founder of Waikato Sheds, we always talk about, well, what do our guts say? And 9 out of 10 times at least we go with what our guts say, or we strongly think, well, what does the gut say? Was it something that's always been your sensation? Was it the first time going with it?
Massive on that. And the gut is probably linked to something deeper than your gut.
Well, it's that microbiome that people are talking about there. What is it? The gut brain connection now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about that, but is your gut feeling like, I don't know, your bloody most honest soul talking to you, or your ancestors, or I don't know. But even in a coaching session with someone, I may have got to make a decision or something. We get it up on the whiteboard and da-da-da, or pros and cons or whatever. And it's like, okay, after all that, there's a lovely big whiteboard.
Yeah.
Just sit. What's your gut telling you? And people always know.
Yeah.
And you can't hide from your gut. It's just like, my gut's telling me this. And you'll talk to lots of people.
Yeah.
Oh, I made the decision once where I went against my gut feeling and I bloody shouldn't have, because, da-da-da. It just happens time and time again. It's just like an inner knowing with yourself that you can't kid. And you just know. And it's like...
Yeah, it is. It's... I did hear or read somewhere that it was something that can be trained, and I think that is the more that you work with your gut or intuition, the more it can be. But I think that's pretty powerful. So you just had that feeling, hey, if I do this, it's going to be successful. It's going to work out.
Yeah. I did. I was like, no, I just know. I think the road to it working took longer than I thought.
Oh, yeah. And the road was probably not like the straight thing we're pointing at. It was probably a lot of valleys and a lot of hills.
But also, too, you want that. Like at the time, sometimes you're like, but it gives you so much. You learn more from the hard shit in your life. That fuels gratitude, too, later in life. Yeah. Or, even while you're going through these things, it's like hard shit gives you heaps. And you actually want it, like... Day needs night. There's a natural, tide comes in, tide goes out. There's like a natural cycle of life where you can't have it all good, and you don't want it all good. If you had too much good, you actually wouldn't appreciate it. Like, sunny all the time, you'd be like, oh yeah, well, you actually need a bit of rain,
That's it. It's tough sometimes, but I think the universe is designed, or it's designed that it is. It's night follows day, day follows night. It's good times, bad times. It doesn't mean the bad times there will be some truly horrific times. People you love will pass away. People will get sick, injuries and all that. And there's no amount of positive thinking that's ever going to make that a good thing. But it's how do you deal with it? And then dealing with those tough times often lead to the best times that can bring people closer. So I think there's just sometimes people have this assumption that if I struggle with people to believe this, but this is supposedly like the majority, that if I just have a certain amount of money, then I'll be happy. Or if I have this certain thing, then I'll be happy. And you're like, no, happiness is a choice that happens every day. And then, as me and you both know, you in the coaching world, me in the construction world of like high end, some of the it's a cliche, but some of the richest people we deal with are the most unhappiest. So money has certainly not made them 100%. Happy. And some of the most happy people I know, within reason, need the least.
Well, we've probably all got examples of like that shiny thing you thought you needed. I want a Ranger, one day, cool. You get your Ranger and you get in it and it's got new car smell for a while, but then eventually, it takes you to the same places. You're still you. It doesn't give you, additional powers or anything, or I'm going to be happy when I get to X weight or when I can do this thing. And it's like actually, but I do think like, could you talk to wise people, older people who have ticked off their life's goals, and they will tell you all these things. I don't know, spend more time with family or da-da-da. It's not those things. Some of that shit, I think you almost have to do it and tick it off to learn the lesson.
Oh, yeah.
Like to realize, actually, that's not giving me what I thought. The ultimate destination is probably, do I like myself? Like at its absolute core, I don't need that thing to fill up a deficiency within me.
Yeah, as I said, you've got to go against your gut feeling. To really trust whether it was the right gut feeling, you've got to make that horrendously wrong call. And I've made plenty of them in life that you look back and go, man, my gut was telling me not to do that. And you're like, maybe I should listen.
I was going to say, if you were buying a Ranger, I don't think your gut would tell you that you need that thing. If you sat with your gut long enough, it'd be like, nah, I don't. Yeah. How are you going to feel when you get it? Oh, cool as. Will you really?
Yeah, and then putting it into context, hey, if everything else is going well, if it's going to represent the business is profitable, all these things, maybe buy the Ranger. I'll shout out Rion, he's on Smith & Sons, building franchise next week, and that's one of the key questions as the builders were, can I get the Ranger? And I'm like, well, are we up to date with provisional tax? Have we got good forward cash flow? If we got everything, hey, it could actually look good as you're turning up in a sharp Ranger. There's a side in that. But hey, if we're behind, we don't, you're behind on bills or these other things, and can we afford the $2,000 a month or whatever it's going to be in it? It can be.
For me, I do have an Everest, right? And that's because my job is I'm out, like coming here, for example. Yeah. The drive here is sort of like part of my prep, get up, G up, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And it's like if I'm feeling good for that trip, I'm going to rock up just with a good energy, like look good, feel good, play good. Like anything like, do you look the part? Do you feel good rocking up? To me, that's all part of the ingredients that is the show,
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you.
So initially you were just consulting or coaching on an individual basis?
Yeah.
And was it the Swifts were the first? How did you start getting involved in team coaching? Was that?
Yeah, I forget the exact timing of it. I did the 101 certification working with only individuals back then. That's it. And that was really cool. I still do lots of that. I still think there's a place for it. It's really important. In America, how everyone has a shrink or a therapist.
Yeah.
Like I think in New Zealand, I'm like, why doesn't everyone have a coach?
Yeah.
Someone to give you the time to work on yourself, and make you show up for you. But through that ICC, a team coaching certification came along that you can do. So I'd find that if you got an individual all fired up to go back into the organisation and lead, but the environment they were stepping back into had a bit of work to do, their leadership impact was really like stunted. It was like running into a headwind.
Yeah.
And so if I can go in and work on that entire system, that entire team, so whether it's a leadership team or operational team, like what we're doing with you guys, right? Starting at the bottom, connection and trust. Like we don't have to want to go on holiday together, but when we come in here, we make each other better.
Yeah.
And we deeply trust each other. I can ask you for a hand and not be embarrassed, right through the point where that's the foundation for challenging you and you not taking it personally and having hard conversations or talking with a bit of heat. And that sense of belonging, and you guys have deliberately created a really good story about what it means to belong at the Waikato Shed Company. And like your shirts, it's like a rugby team sort of thing. There's like rituals and linkages to sport as well, where you belong here. Like, and there's an energetic exchange when people come through the front doors. It's like, you might not say this in these words, but there is some kind of energy given to the person where it's like, good to see you, I'm glad you're here, we're going to have a great day.
Yeah.
Whether that's just like, good morning, man, how you going? Cool, this feels good, You get that right. Not the rest looks after itself, but just about. 70% of our behaviour is dictated by the environment we're in. So you nearly get a different version of someone based on the environment we create. And I like places that get very deliberate about the environment that they want to create. What is that environment doing? Is it giving us confidence? Is it making us feel like we belong somewhere? Some of Owen Eastwood stuff's really...
Give me some examples of what would make, in your opinion, a good environment versus a bad environment that people might be able to either choose for themselves at home or in the workplace, or what you've seen and observed.
good environment, there's quite a few ingredients to it. Being very intentional about the culture you want to create and the sorts of people you want to attract and the way you talk about it. So it could be here, teamwork's really important, your value of positive energy, right? And this could be when you're talking about someone who's potentially going to come work here. Hey, so I'll just give you an idea what it's like to work here. To us, the environment we create is really important, you know. When we're here, we all want to be happy to be here. We want to be positively contributing to the days of each other because there's a collective energy we create that actually vibrates far further than just here. And so we want people that positively deposit into that environment where we care about each other. Like lots of places, you know, head down, bum up, do a good job, go home, I've worked hard today. And it's like, no, we don't want that here, you know. So where people are seen and appreciated and at its most overt, told that you belong here. I'm glad you are here. You're making this place better. Thank you for showing up every day and being you. I'll work there.
Yeah, cool.
So that being the foundation. A lot of places know this, but they don't prioritize it, or they're not intentional about it. And sorry, a couple of quick stories, but back to banking days, times have changed, but it would be 3 days a week when I was banking, we would have a beer. Now, I'm not saying alcohol's the answer, you know, opinions have changed or, you know, social norms have changed, but it was a ritual of connection. We'd turn our chairs around and be like, Jace, I heard you on the phone to that client earlier, like, shit, that sounded pretty gnarly. We just unpack life, and you'd be like, yeah, well, they want to buy the neighbour's farm, but the parents want to remove their guarantees, and you know, he was getting a bit fired up at me because he's really emotionally attached to buying that farm, and I might be, oh, did you hear that new policy that came out yesterday, which is that you don't need blah, blah, blah. Oh, no, you know, we just connect, right? And because we're wired to be in groups. Back in the day, this is from Owen Eastwood's book Belonging. Like I read from his book probably twice a week. Our survival depended on us being in a group and being deeply connected. And so those rituals of connection are really important. We all want to belong somewhere, and work is one of the places that we can belong. Church, a gang, a rugby team, we all want to be a part of something because that in theory means we're safe, you know. But our rituals of connection have become like not the norm almost. Like we're so busy with our other lives that often at 5 o'clock there's no one left because we all bugger off to go. I've got to take Sally to jazz, and I mean this is my family. No one's called Sally, but Quinn, Darcy, Brigitte, and Zen. And so those rituals of connection. So I'm like, Kai and drink are a good currency for getting people together. And I just don't think enough places, like you've got that cool barbecue area out there. Enough places don't get the barbecue going on a Friday. And maybe they say, hey, turn up early tomorrow, I'm going to put a barbie on. You got coffee. And that day is going to be a great day. Everyone rocks up, we're having the bacon buddy, we're having our coffee, we're connecting. And we just informally, we don't talk enough shit before we talk shop. So those businesses and organisations that are intentional about the environment they want to create, I think they're setting themselves up. Then you get more discretionary effort from people. And you can just walk into a shop downtown. You can walk into here, you can walk into Centre Place, you can just tell, you can just smell it. We're very intuitive if they get on or not. What does this feel like? Does it feel like they want me here? You know, someone greets you, morning mate, having a good day? You're like, yeah, it's cool. Or someone at the back on their phone, someone pretend to see you and then race out the back, you know, or someone pretending to fold the jerseys that are already folded, you know, but they're just there to be available and look busy and be pleasant, you know?
Yeah, a sense of belonging. Something that can be created. Obviously, well, not obviously, you've spoken about, breaking fast, eating together. That's having a drink together, and that can, definitely just be now Sprite Zero or a coffee or something.
100%.
And lean into that just because, and we've done that at work, is like Friday drinks. We've still got Friday drinks, but half of the people don't drink anymore, which is cool. I'm more than happy with that. But with, have a kombucha, have a Sprite Zero, have a Coke Zero. We can still just chill out. It's just the performative habit. But I mean, one of the places that I've seen has done it so phenomenally well in belonging is the Warriors, a private sports team. You know, it is a business, but Warriors fans feel like they belong together, and it crosses all cultures, all socioeconomic classes. Everybody's there. It's all up the wires. It's a matter of faith. It's not actually supporting. Lately, they've won a bit more, but you're not supporting like the Crusaders or, you know, like not the team that always wins. It's not the All Blacks. It's the Warriors, you know, like, but you're looking at each other, you're appreciating because everybody's got different jerseys on. And I thought this was super smart from the Warriors is you've got the high-end $180, $200 branded jerseys, but then I saw it like it was at Posty Plus or one of these things, and it's like $20 for a jersey. And they're like, they want everybody to be able to access the Warriors. And so, yeah, I think a lot of people that are searching for belonging now are going there and they're like, how do I become one and how do I belong into it? Yeah, I think I know at Wakatara Sheds, we try to do that. Uniforms are one thing. Eating together, drinking together, catching up with subbies, doing the same things. Yeah, 100%. And then that just, you spend so much of your time at life at work. As feeling connected and engaged makes such a difference.
Oh, and having fun.
Yeah.
We probably don't laugh enough. We take a lot of this shit way too seriously.
Yeah.
David Galbraith, I heard him speak. He's done a bit of work with us.
Yeah.
He's like, one measure of success for your team or family should be how often are you guys laughing?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't mean we're clowning around. We're still here to get shit done.
Yeah.
But often, heaps of places, it pisses me off, are mostly focused on the results. And they're like, now, why do I have to work on all this people stuff? You know, because people should just do their job. And it's like, nah. You look after your people. Like excellence through care. We care about our people.
Yeah.
Give them the direction, the love, the training, the feedback, all the things that they need, the coaching. The results will smash themselves. And is our place attractive? Like, are we, do people hear about what we're up to and be like, I want to be a part of that? You know? I did some work with Tongan netball.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Went to the Netball World Cup in Cape Town. That Tongan environment of those young ladies, like, it is such a pleasure to be a part of. Like the laughing and the fun, and it's just like we had old Sia Khaleesi. They were playing one of their warm-up games. Yep. He heard the girls laughing and all that kind of stuff. He comes over and goes, "Can I play that game?" You know, and gets involved. And so it's just like, are we attracting people? Do people talk about what's it like to work at Waikato Sheds? Yeah, and people are like, it's awesome. We have an awesome team. They look after us real well. We enjoy what we do. Bloody blah. It was like, it's all right. Yeah. You know, that's it. Oh,
I'm looking for something else.
Yeah. What do you want people to say about working here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Tongan netball team, how did that opportunity come about? And so, yeah.
Got an email from the coach.
Yep.
Not sure how she got to there, but it was like, hey, preparing for the World Cup. Can you come help us out? Yep. Awesome opportunity. Once in a lifetime. Went to Tonga, met the Tongan king, which is like very rare. Like not everyone gets to meet the king. No. About an hour before we were going, cut myself shaving and it would not stop bleeding. That was a bit off-putting. And like what an opportunity. Like pinch yourself type stuff. Cape Town. Went to Cape Town. Like wonderful opportunity.
So you got to go to Tonga, be over there with them, and then travel with the team. Yeah. Over to Cape Town.
3 weeks. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And what were the challenges that they would go through that you were sort of able to help them out with or give them some tools in the toolbox to be able to help them for? Because
that one, it probably was around the environment, like if we're happy, we play better.
Yeah.
And we're a long way from home. So I was almost like a morale guy as well, just like trying to like bounce around and just positively impact someone else's day. Be there if they needed you. Take someone out for a coffee if they just wanted to talk a bit of shit and just be in a good vibe. Right through to some of those formal things that we talked about around that forming and Like we got things like got them to interview a grandparent or an elder, if they had one in their life, around what it means to be Tongan, because I wanted to hear back from that. If we were representing the Tongan people well, what does that look like on the court? It's like, well, they want to see us working hard and having fun. They were two things that came back loud and clear.
Nice.
Yeah, and because it doesn't always happen naturally within a team, getting someone like me in to get you to do the homework, the pre-work, and then come in and run the conversation. It allows everyone, including the coach, to participate. And often they see the coaches and senior leaders in a different way, because normally they're playing a leadership role, so they've got to kind of be on. Whereas that, okay, we're going to do this together. And had lots of feedback from some of those sorts of sessions where it can be a bit emotional. The team shifted that day. I can't put my finger on it, but we now know each other to a deep, deep, deep level that moving forward, we're not going to be the same again. So, yeah.
Well, let's ask, you mentioned the two things they talked to their grandparents and that, working hard and having fun. I just noticed it wasn't winning.
Nah.
Those, that's what their supporters wanted to see. Yeah. They wanted to see them. Yeah, I think that's, people get so preoccupied in winning in sports, but if you see them working hard, having a good time, I mean, that's what, I've coached heaps of sports teams and been involved, but that's always it. If everyone's working hard and you're having a bit of a fun, even when I'm still playing social hockey now, it's not actually social, I play men's hockey. It's like the best games, some of the best games and the ones I enjoy the most are when we lose. I play defence, so I'm probably more involved, but it's like, hey, if we all worked hard, we had fun, and the other team just had some skills to put the ball in the back of the, net or the goal, that's cool.
Well, I think there's so much luck that goes into winning sometimes, right?
Yes.
And if that's all we put our marker of success on, is did we win or not? Can be how we're feeling today, the bounce of the ball, the way the ref's seeing the breakdown, all these sorts of things. I think if we're consistently putting money in the bank around the way we want to train, turn up and play, we're giving ourselves a better chance of winning.
Yeah.
So that's not to say that like we don't want to win, or that we can have shit standards and all that. But like if we walk off the field today and we've done 3 things well that make us proud, what are those things?
Yeah.
We made every tackle, we got off the line, I don't know, we got off the ground quicker than anyone else. I'm making this up on the spot, but if we do those things and we do them as good as we can feel proud. Now that might contribute to us winning the game, or they might be better than us that day. Who cares? Let's find out.
Yeah.
Let's go and find out. I like that language. We'll see, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that'll be cool. That's cool. And then is it always just remained as yourself and the coaching? How have you evolved the coaching of the business?
Yep. So mostly on my own first. So in April, we've been around 10 years.
Yeah.
Mostly on my own. What I found is like almost not a proper business because it's time for money. If Andrew's not out there delivering, we're not going to get paid. If I get sick, there's vulnerability there. Took on a coach, Angela Parkhurst, 3 years ago. She's an absolute weapon, really talented. At that point in time, she made a decision to go separate direction. She actually come back and got her own business now, People Before Paper. Look her out, especially if you're in local government and you want some change. She's your lady. But we're actually going again. So at the moment, got some people who are going to buy in, which are really, that's really exciting. And like I love what we do. Like I'm so passionate about it. I feel like we are putting good things into the universe, like helping individuals or teams. So our purpose is to develop leaders and environments where everyone thrives. I love that. And I'm like,
could you just restate that purpose again for me?
Develop leaders. We do a lot of leadership development and environments so that the leaders largely dictate the environment where everyone thrives.
Everyone thrives, yeah.
And so we want our people to thrive. We want the people of New Zealand to thrive in all the ways.
Yeah.
Physically, spiritually, mentally, financially. if we're creating like Waikato sheds, I mean, you're already going awesome. Mm-hmm. I'm just helping you keep going. But if your people are doing well, everyone they touch is going to benefit from that. They're going to go home and be a better mum, dad. They're going to be a better friend. They're going to be able to pay their bills. They might be able to go over to the coffee cart across the road and buy a coffee because they can afford it. And then that person's doing well and they go and spread it forward.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought. I was going to bring it up and rephrase it, but you've rephrased it anyway. As I believe everybody to be the leader. A leader, because you're leading your own life. I quite like using the simulation theory because I think to a large degree we are in a simulation of our own control and we're the main character of it. And so how are we leading in ourselves? Are we leading our family? I also said this as Frida and I had it. She didn't initially like it, and I'll just be honest, but there's a constant dichotomy between serving and leading. And I'm like, every day, at one moment I might be serving, the next moment I am in the lead. Is it's not just about the C-suite or, the executives or the prime minister being a leader. You can be a leader. 9-year-old kids can be a leader. 90-year-old grandmas can be a leader. So I think, developing the traits in that, hugely important.
I don't want this to get political, but I hate it when people start talking about, election year, and people start putting shit off an election year.
Oh.
And I'm like, maybe on a grand scale, if you're doing like massive projects that are hundreds of millions, maybe that dictates it. But we lead New Zealand. Me
Absolutely.
And you do. I'm not waiting on whoever's running the show. And leadership it's action. So I might not be a people leader, but if someone comes through that front door from Waikato into Waikato Sheds and I go and greet them, I'm showing leadership. I'm displaying leadership. I'm leading Waikato Sheds in that moment. Good morning. How are you? How can I help? Absolutely.
It was, in New Zealand at the moment particularly, I think we can all, there's been a media narrative about we have to look to a leader as if we're in some sort of presidential monarchy type thing. We can if you really want to, but it's really leading yourself, leading into the own community and getting a bit more of that going on again. Is like if you want to improve the community, you want to see things get better, don't wait on the old government, just how can you get involved, whether it's the Lions Club, whether it's go down, church, school, sports clubs, great starting points. I think New Zealand has been built on the backbone of great people, initially with Māori marae, communal living, still there, obviously going great. And then halls. If you drove around any small town in New Zealand, halls I was chatting to Raman actually last podcast, and it was like, why? So he's from Iran. He escaped Iran, refugee, Belgium to New Zealand, and we're just discussing New Zealand sports people and just how good per capita New Zealand is in sports. And we're discussing all the different things. And it was one of the things that struck me afterwards is Kiwis have prioritised, and we're talking particularly martial arts. So we're talking Taekwondo and martial arts. Because the Kiwis have always been like, we've got to support the marae and the local hall and make sure it's upkept. There's a space for people to do sports. And that's where you don't have those communal spaces overseas. You don't have these communities looking after the rugby club, the soccer club. Like you go to a small community of 1,000, 2,000 people in New Zealand, you'll find probably multiple bowls clubs, a golf club, rugby club, a soccer club, football club, whatever, let alone that there'll be a hall with the badminton, the indoor bowls, all of these things going on. So how you can, contributing to that and keeping that sort of thing going, because lately it's been like, well, why doesn't the government look after it? Well, the government never looked after all those things. That's the community. One of the things and I just have to put this out there as well, is after World War I, they erected monuments everywhere because so many of our good young people went off and died for freedom. And, there's one across the road here in Eureka. After World War II, they're like, we don't need another cenotaph, being like, they said, we will match dollar for dollar whatever the community raises for a hall. And so
Did not know that, Jan.
No, so like Tahuna, I know, Ngatea, I know. There's some fantastic halls around the country because all the people like, you're talking rationing and like the country was still getting built back then. Raised the money, invested into the local halls to be able to do it and provide it. So I think it's just a cool way of giving back. I sort of gone on so much, I've almost lost where I was starting.
Well, just on that too, though, the link to connection as well.
Yeah.
And actually, we need to meet to connect.
Yeah.
I've never lived in the UK, but that's why I quite like their pub culture.
Yeah.
It's a version of your lounge, your terraced housing. Well, we're going to go and meet at the pub and we're going to connect. What are the spaces of connection? And sometimes we've just we live quite individual lives. Sometimes we work, we go home, and hang out with, but it's like, almost can't be asked going down and meeting, the local community. But actually, it's really important. And actually, so many studies that it's good for our health. Social connection is better for your health than anything else.
100%. I shout them out all the time. I love my Hauraki Plains people because I moved there 12 years ago, and it's so fun being able to go and know Fish the Mechanic, Adam the Mechanic. You go down and see Vicky at the Four Square, you got Chris at Hammer Hardware. Here I am thinking it's probably sand deep down at the pub, but everywhere you go, you're going to see, let alone if you go to a bloody farm source or something, just farmers. Is you're seeing the same people, you're part of a community, which is just reassuring if you're from a bigger city. But even that, it's Ash would say it is when he was dairy liquor store running. It's just all the time. It's the same people coming in. And even those, you think about that and it's easy to, even for me, negatively think through. It's like the liquor store owner or sales relationship with the clients. They develop like this they might just be like, hey, what are you getting? Yeah, another box of Woodstock. No worries. Sweet ass. It's Monday morning. But
yesterday's batch was a cracker.
So you guys nailed it. But you're just building this relationship with people, and it is just so important to people. And then thinking, hey, if that is important, how do you build it intentionally, and how do you maybe build it with the people that, could be more, Ash, great guy, but not necessarily at the liquor store, but, where is it? Is it down at the hall? Is it at the martial arts? Is it the ping pong club? Is it this paddle? What is it? I hear it all the time, paddle ball or
pickleball,
pickleball, that one seems to go off.
But even look, like we don't, you're from Auckland, we used to live in Auckland, public transport, right? Everyone, I bet they're all on their phones.
Yeah.
No one's talking. And if I think that your Hauraki Plains examples, where it's nice to be known. Yeah. And people, no, I don't need to be known. But like that program Cheers back in the day, you'd rock in, they'd know your name. Yeah. That's a nice feeling. Like, again, I belong somewhere. When I was working in Newmarket, there was a cafe across the road from Māori Television where first time you order a coffee, like Jason, right, sweet as, they write your name on it, Jason, sweet, cool. Okay, coffee for Jason. Yeah, Jason, coffee's ready, right? And then only takes 2 or 3 times. Now they know, big, tall, bald guy, he's Jason. Yeah. Jason rocks in, g'day, Jason. And you're like, whee, feel like a rock star. I'm not going anywhere else. Yeah. So I feel like I belong and I feel like I'm being noticed. I think in the UK they've got a minister of loneliness or something like that. Or they've done a lot of work on loneliness that it's like a chronic issue over there. Yeah. Even though we're surrounded by people and still lonely. It's like, that's maybe something's despite the pub culture that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, speaking of that, it's been interesting. Moving from Auckland North Shore down to the Waikato it's been interesting living rurally. I'm not sure because I think you live semi-rurally in lifestyle. Yep. Yeah, is having a level of privacy just around the house makes it actually easier to be friendlier outside the house. I think sometimes the closer you live and surrounded, like if I can only imagine being stacked up 30 stories in apartments, and that the idea is you make friends, but you also almost learn to ignore when people are, in your space. So I'm not sure how you'd overcome that, but I mean, certainly just being friendly and smiling, just saying hi, say a nod. Lots of those things make a huge difference. What are probably just the key principles over in the coaching, or what you've seen that's helped people get the most out of life, I suppose, life, business? Because I like how you said it's much more about the journey than the actual results. Because, hey, man, if you do well and the stars align, sales results and that happen, but a lot of it's outside of control,
Well, if I segue into leadership development, which is a part of the coaching offering, that I do a lot of leadership development, because I saw myself in this story where if you're a good plumber, good PM at Waikato Sheds, accountant, whoever, whatever your task is, after a while, you're like, hey, so-and-so left, we actually reckon you'd be a good team leader. Do you want to go for that role? And we're going to give you a bit more money. And you're like, yep, money's cool.
Yeah.
Whether or not you want to lead people or not, whether or not you think it's you or not. And so to get more money, you've got to move towards a role of leadership. And often you're not given any training or support to get there.
Yeah.
And you've developed all your confidence and your personal brand at doing a good job, being on the tools, whatever the tools are. But now, shit, my job is a little bit of on the tools, but it's mostly leading others. Oh, shucks. What do they think I'm doing all day? It's less tangible. So they'll drop down into let me do it,
Yeah.
And I ran one workshop, it was called Don't Worry, I'll Do It Myself, because all the leaders could see themselves in that statement, no one can do it as good or as quick as you.
Yeah.
And I now have been preaching to people like, you used to be shit. Back in the day when you're learning, someone's given you a chance, but now you're holding on to all the jobs because we're so time poor and you've got to get that deadline done. So you've got to give other people a chance to grow and it's going to be a bit clunky. It's not going to be as fast or as good as you can do it because you've been doing it 20 years. And back to the connection piece, I'm big on we've got to connect first. I need to know who you are. We need some level of trust and understanding. You don't have to tell me all your life story. I'm kind of naturally pushing for that as a leader. I kind of want to know if the person feels safe enough, and hopefully they do. If they don't want to share all that, that's okay. But I at least need to know how you need to be led by me, just the way you speak, what's important to you, because the way you need to be led is different to someone else. But again, how often a leader's going out for a coffee and being like, righto, cuz, I'm going to be your leader and we're going to work together. Let's get to know each other. That's missed a lot. Oh, no, I'm too busy to that, attending all these hui for some reason, and I'm very time poor. I don't have the time to lead because they've just got something wrong. So, yeah, again, big on that connection piece, connect before you correct. I heard that somewhere. So, yeah, no, that's something we do a lot of. And, yeah.
Another thing is, because I feel like we've got rounds 2, 3, and 4, in front of us for this. But we were talking today, you're going through it with myself and the team about questions. And it's, I think it was probably Tony Robbins. I'm a big Tony Robbins. So many people I've known that have achieved a lot in life, pinpoint a moment where they were, I'm going to say my age, or the time, I don't really care. He's sitting at home watching TV and an infomercial would come on and this just ginormous excited American would talk and he'd be selling CDs or tapes probably and CDs.
Yep.
But is the questions you ask in your mind, the questions you ask determine your life. And our thought processes, if you're to try and spend a little bit of time with yourself in your own mind, is just repetitive thoughts. Repetitive thoughts, but those thoughts are often questions on statements. It's and I think one is, why is this happening to me? Or why did they do this? Or why are they doing that? That may be impersonal things, or it may be I struggle with I do a lot of training and control, but I was worrying about why is Trump doing this, or why is Luxie not doing this, let alone, or why did my sister not pick me up from the bus stop 28 years ago, why was my brother so cool, but I'm not cool. How do you see the world of internal thoughts and questioning?
It's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything. I think if you even go back, I think the biggest mountain to climb is, I said it before, that version you have of yourself, or the view you have of yourself.
Yeah.
And I think if you like yourself, if there's love for self, that is the foundation for so many opportunities in life. I thought of this in my own mind, like I think resilience is a direct correlation of the view you have of yourself. Because you have the ability to pick yourself back up. But yeah, like totally, your words give life meaning. And like, where are you choosing to play in your head?
Yeah.
You know? And different people have different life journeys. So I imagine, depending on your upbringing growing up, it might be harder for you to develop a mindset that serves you. So I'm not saying it's easy for everyone, but the argument could be, well, you can change it over time, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of that argument, how you do think about the world dictates the world that you see. And so something shit can happen. There's like 20 different narratives we can push around that.
Yeah.
And half of them are like, woe is me, this absolutely sucks. Your best person leaves.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, shit, disaster, fucking he's awesome, and da-da-da-da-da. Or it's like, and it doesn't have to be like positive to the point where you're kidding yourself, but I think where you choose to live needs to serve you if you can. So it's like, look, there's no doubt about it, we didn't want Kev to leave. Kev was awesome. You know what I mean? And let's acknowledge this is going to take a little bit to rebound from. However, I know that we get through everything.
Yeah.
And I have a deep belief that we're going to choose to make this moment make us even better. And I don't know the answer yet, and that's okay. I'm just going to sit with this for a while. When the moment's right, we're going to look at, when you talk about silver lining, what's the opportunity this is going to present us? There'll be an opportunity here if we let it. Maybe Kev was getting a bit tired, or maybe we can replace it with 2 people or whatever. There'll be something in there. But your words give life meaning. Is that serving me? You know? And even if you're like a bit nervous before something, for example, before your job interview or you're pitching for a big client or something, it's like, oh, I feel a bit nervous. Okay. What's the story I'm telling myself that's making me nervous? Oh, I need to win this, or da-da-da. Okay, what's going to serve you better in this moment? This is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm in the arena right now, and I'm feeling a bit nervous, but I'm glad I'm feeling nervous because that's my body getting me ready for what's coming next.
Yeah.
And you know what? Jace? Doesn't matter how this goes, I still love you, bro. Yeah. So let's just go and find out. Go and be you, smile, bring a good energy, and we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Your nerves, being a bit anxious is good. It's super normal. I was just thinking, and this one came up, is we talk about ourselves, and it is interesting because we are in our own head, and we are just like, once you even just study vision and everything, it's all just so interesting, the sort of the simulation of like, what are we actually? What I was going to say though is I think a lot of people live in, they question, why did I do that? And so they're endlessly beating themselves up for poor decisions. And 100%, I've made plenty of poor decisions in my life that I wish, don't wish actually, if you could go back and change it, you would, but you can't. So you have to move forward from that. But is there any work that you do with people to be like, accepting what is in the past? The past doesn't determine your future.
Yes. Yep. I think the stat is we can spend 50% of our time thinking about the past.
Oh, yeah.
That's where dread, lives. 35% in the future, anxiety, worry, about 15% in the here and now. So totally, people have been through shit that they're still clinging on to, and it's almost their internal baggage that is affecting their wider, like their energy, like what they're bringing into the world. And sometimes, in various different techniques, so I can't say this is the answer for everyone or every situation, but sometimes it might be like, Jace, no one gives a shit about that thing you're worried about.
Yeah.
No one even knows you did it. So like right through to we're going to do some breathing exercises, right through where I will guide you through almost a breathing meditation where you're going to let that thing go or forgive that person or hand over the shackles, and that person's not going to have that control over your life that they currently do. Wish them well, come from a place of love rather than hate, and just maybe bless them and what was going on for them, and from a place of grace. Just wish them well, but also as you do that, feel the energy coming out of your body and just feel yourself being a bit lighter. Variety of all those things. Only 3 out of every 10 people that have a cardiac arrest make the changes to their lifestyle they need to get better. And because some of it, that narrative is deeply ingrained. And so we have to like literally do an exercise up on the whiteboard where it's like, kind of, why do you do that thing? Okay, what's the narrative that is running that? And sometimes it can be real deep, right down to food is love, or food means we have abundance right now, so I'm always going to eat heaps, because back growing up we didn't have food. It's like that's not serving you now though, is it? No. So, and it's not that easy. You have to be committed to it. But what's a narrative that's going to serve you better so you don't have to eat as much? You know, and I was like, well, actually, I am fit, healthy, strong. I'm worthy of healthy, nourishing food. Achieving my potential is not leaving my family behind or something like that. Like, for me to go and kick ass, I'm ditching my family. It's like, ooh, that's I can see how you play life too small because you're worried that you're embarrassing your family. So it's like, okay, well, it's up to you what you do. But we got to the bottom of the narrative that's driving your behaviour. Deep.
Deep. Interesting. Yeah, it was a similar thing that was the people that believe that money was going to drive happiness spend the vast majority of the time, as you said, the stats will be the stats. But, thinking about the past, worrying about the future, and very little time in the here and now, like what's actually happening, enjoying the moment. I did a bit of work myself. I think this was on grudges. I have some sort of Scottishness or something in there. You love a good grudge and you could go and find that grudge. And I used to enjoy going and getting that grudge out sometimes. Somebody had done something to me and I'd be like, ooh, go get that grudge, and it would feel good. I could internally or in mind sort of stroke that, remember when he said that or did that? And there's a little bit that it can still serve you, and I use it. Michael Jordan's documentary was just so illuminating because all that dude did, not all of it, but one of his biggest things was like he looked for grudges. Oh, that guy slighted me on the way to the court, or the way he looked at me, therefore I'm going to go and put 50 points on him. And he used it as a motivation, but I think you could almost see that he could never control the demon because he was just always trying to be so competitive in doing it. But if somebody did something horrible to you, and the worst thing that's happened to you is the worst thing that's happened to you, and let's be honest, most people have had something horrific happen to them over their things, so honouring that. But going back, especially if it was done to you, and going back and repeating that again and again and thinking about that all the time, is you're potentially just giving that energy back to that moment all the time, rather than being able to try and release and go, okay, it happened. I need to move on. I need to live in the moment and do it. I need to also recognize that I'm actually a good person. Maybe you did something that was bad, but how do I make up for that? Or how do I just live in the now and go, okay, that happened. How do I just serve and do good things from now, rather than dwelling on the fact of, something that happened. Because, I think as you said, is forgiving yourself and learning to live with yourself is the biggest challenge. It's such being a human being is the funniest and craziest thing, that we're just sort of dropped into this universe where we're the only mammal that doesn't know anything, You get a kitten and you can raise a kitten hilariously like a little baby, and I like cats, have him and you play with him, hello little Skippy, and you do it, all this thing. And still within 6 months, they're an elite hunter. You don't need to teach them anything. They go out there. They're even better because they toilet train themselves. But humans aren't like that. Humans need to learn everything, and they pick it up. And so the entire, the human experience is such an interesting journey.
Well, what I like about what you guys are doing, and even this, for example, that tall poppy syndrome, I think we're learning to ditch it.
Yes.
I think we're giving ourselves permission to go kick ass. And I think we'll still do it in a Kiwi way.
Yeah.
But, give ourselves permission to have a go.
Yeah.
And if Chase is having a go and he's doing well at it, I'm not going to go, oh, look at Jay. Oh, he thinks he's cool. Look at him doing his podcast. Who does he think he is? I'm like, good on him.
Yeah.
How can I be more like him?
Yeah.
And actually, you lift me up, and I like that. And there's lots of awesome things happening from New Zealanders nowadays. A quick story about jealousy. I remember 15 years ago, down the main street of Victoria Street, Hamilton, driving along the road, and this punk rocker chick. I had to stop to let her cross the road, right?
Yeah.
Mohawk, pink, purple, like studded collar.
Yeah.
Maybe even like a chain from her nose to her ear, whatever, leathers and all this kind of stuff. And my instant reaction was like, what the fuck have we got here? Look at the state of old mate, Jesus. And in that moment, I can still remember it. I was like, hang on, what do you deeply admire about her? And I'm like, she's just being her.
Yeah.
She's just rocking to the beat of her own drum. And actually, you want to be a bit more like her. So don't judge her. Don't call her weird while you're safe being a pussy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, actually take a bit of inspiration from her. So I try as much as possible not to judge people. I mean, we all probably like doing it a little bit, but it's like, if someone's putting themselves out there, I don't know, they're wearing something wacky, they're having a go, not judge. Like, we need more acceptance and celebration, and sometimes too, it doesn't actually affect you at all. So why do you even have a view of it? But at its best, be like, good on you. Like, you're actually showing leadership in that moment by having the courage to do something a little bit different and be brave. So it's like, good on you. So that punk rocker chick.
Yeah, judging, it's an interesting one. Me and Jazzy talk, we're pretty judgy sometimes, and my daughter. Sometimes judging can be great because it can protect you. And like going, hey, should I cross the road? Like you're walking down and you see a few rough dudes walking down the road, and sometimes the best thing to go is actually maybe I should cross the street.
I think that's different to judgment though, because to me that's assessing.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is you can sort of judge it, but that doesn't mean, unless it's an extreme example, well, that's not that extreme, but like that sort of example, if you are, is still given an opportunity, is like going, okay, yep, that's my initial gut feeling, or that's my initial thought. Let's see if that's right or not, because maybe you're going to be wrong, Jace, and then let's go and have a chat and then find out. Because having that curiosity to then find out and see what's going on, and also just accepting people are able to live their lives. If somebody's wants to support that team, do that, have their hair like that, bless them, lucky people, got their hair. Is let it be. It doesn't affect, it goes back to that questioning thing, or is why are you worrying about how somebody else is living their life? Like, how they live their life doesn't affect how you live your life. It's just like, I mean, I think that all the time is like, I get it, it's a bit annoying, is with like homeless people. Mark Ellis said it, but for the grace of God, go on. And you're like, well, who am I to judge what this is? Like, it's 9 out of 10 times, I'm sure they've just had a horrific life that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy.
You have no idea what got them to there.
That's it. And you're like, you can't just go and have our jobs. You can't just, it's hard enough to get a job if you've got everything going for you.
100%.
So it's, find it out, and does it affect your life? Is really, or can you help them out, or can you do it? But it's probably one of my pet peeves is people that have got so much, and I hang out with lots of people in the well-to-do world, and they would get so wound up about a homeless person or somebody living on the benefit or something, and you're like, man, you're so lucky that that's not your life. And
you did nothing to be brought into your family or to go to that school or whatever. Like, you've had quite a bit of luck to get to where you've got to. So
yeah. Is there anything else that we want to touch on? I think that's Where would people connect if they want to find out more and get to know you? I see you posting a lot of cool stuff on LinkedIn, and maybe actually I could just ask you that. I saw that you're doing a pretty cool sort of boys weekend, or maybe it's girls as well, and you went up and hung out with Dave Wood, I think integrated training up in Piha and that, and that's definitely on my bucket list of things to do.
True.
I've been very keen. Many times I've gone all the way to the website, looked at the dates and put it in the cart. So, tempt me.
You have to come to our lads group. We've got 2 lads groups now. So this goes back to around COVID time. I think we're in between lockdowns. Myself and my 2 mates from Maisie Harris & Co., Pete Harris, Nathan Maisie. I was just like, with similar age and stage, like youngish kids, I was like, it'd be cool, back to that connection thing, to hang out with some good bastards who want to get after it, who want to just be awesome husbands, awesome dads, ambitious business people, just be the best versions of themselves. Let's connect every 6 weeks, get in some guest speakers to bring in some of their lived experience and their wisdom, and enjoy the ride. And that first group's been going 5 years. I can hand on heart say I'm a better person because of that lads group. And we had a session the other night, and a lot of the other boys are going 100% same. Sort of push, support each other. You become who you hang out with.
Yeah.
And it's not just about more. Like it's not a big like show off session. Like warts and all. So what was the other night? Share something good that's going good in business, something good that's happening personally, a challenge you're working through. And the boys just open up about everything. You know, what's happening at home, how they're parenting, how they're getting on with their partner. Very healthy. Because also too, back to something you were saying earlier, we only see the outside version of people. And I think, oh, look at Jace. Fuck, he's kicking ass, you know. Big, strong dude, successful business, you know, kids doing good, right. Fuck, and he wouldn't have a bad thought, you know, in a day. And then we go around the room and you're like, oh, Mark, I've just had heaps of self-doubt lately, you know. I've just been going, oh, you know, should I be running this place and da-da-da. And we don't fix his problems for him.
Yeah.
But I sort of go, oh, fuck. Everyone's going through their own shit. I say everyone's weird. Everyone's got shit going on. And I think that sharing's real healthy to make you realise, oh, okay, I'm actually doing all right.
Yeah.
We had Dave Wood come and speak to our lads group, talking all sorts of being calm under pressure, breathing differently, bringing some mindfulness into your day, the difference between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems, and that we spend lots of time in the sympathetic, I think it is, like stress one, busy, next thing, that we actually got to rebalance it throughout the day. And then we were like, can we come up and do your course, cuz? And it's like, yep. And so we planned it, like 6 months in advance, went up to Piha. Most of the boys had never been to Piha. It was mint. It was awesome. Himself, Jamal, I think another guy, Theo, taught us about the different gears of breathing, got us going up and down the sand dunes like you see the warriors do. Bit of like mindfulness, meditation out to the ocean, connecting back with nature, the importance of that and how that lowers your resting heart rate, and we're actually designed to be outside. And that, you know, modern living, we artificial lighting, start way later than you need to. We actually talked about how why camping is good for you, because you're way more connected to the natural, like sun coming up, going down. You're in bare feet half the time. It's why you feel good when you're camping. You're more connected to nature. It was really good. We did an ice bath at the end of the day. I'd done one before. I thought I was going to have a heart attack, but he prepared you for it. And he was like, right, you know, you got to get in there. You're going to feel this. Remember your breathing gears. So you're just going to control your breathing. And all the boys smashed it. And we all left really stoked with the day. So awesome group. And then feedback from the first group is like, you need to start a second group. So we've had a second one going for 2 years, and you come along to it.
Yeah, cool, man.
And just good bastards, just good dudes giving life a crack.
Sounds awesome. I like it. There's an evolving change of New Zealand is that the boys' weekends aren't necessarily so much all about just drinking the booze anymore, which I think it's very positive. It's very easy to be negative about what's going on. I think there's a lot to be positive about it.
We do still do a little bit of that. I wouldn't want to sit here and say that I don't do that. But.
No. I'm just saying, as we've had a boys' weekend, it's just a closer group of mates, and we've been going up to Atu Creek for like, I think 4 years in a row now. And all just connecting on that is initially it was just way more party. But then having 2 nights with it, and I would thoroughly encourage this for anybody. If you can grab some mates, and I'm sure the girls do the same, get away for not just 1 but 2 nights, because the first night often gets a bit looser and everyone's just blowing off steam. But then just having this 24 hours to just relax, talk, wives, partners, kids. Yeah, it's cool up there. We do this, a lot of the stuff that sort of talked about it, we just said, most of us do a big barefoot walk all around the regional park, and then just sort of sense in. Ideally, there's an All Blacks game or something on, and we can chill out and watch that later on. But it's just, you've been mentioning it a lot, it's just that traditional way of living. A new thing, and this, I don't believe there's anything wrong with this, is in a traditional sense, is the men as the tribe would have gone off and done their things, done their hunting. I think there's a lot to be said that our culture now has no initiation ceremonies, particularly for young men or women. I suppose women have it with periods, to be honest, and turn into women. Whereas men don't necessarily have something where they go from a child to a man, or it's not recognised. You might get a key on your 21st, maybe you do it. Maybe have the kids, but then if you don't, become an active father. But yeah, it's hanging out as a group and going and seeing and doing it. Hugely powerful. It's very cool. A bit down as. Yeah, Dave Wood, keen as for it.
He was a weapon. Jamal in this team was a weapon too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And very low key. Like it wasn't polished. There wasn't banners with
looks super Kiwi.
Yeah.
That's what I seen. It just looks like dudes in bare feet on the West Coast. Yeah. Not quite. Banners and rah-rah and 3-piece suits.
That's what made it good. Yeah.
Best place to connect for yourself?
With
one.
with
raw
me?
coaching,
The plug, rawcoaching.co.nz.
Yeah.
I say everything happens with a coffee and a yarn.
Yeah.
Everything starts with a coffee and a yarn, and just like, who are you? What are you up to? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Is it you? Is it your team? Is it your leaders? Might be able to help, maybe not. We'll find out.
People want to follow along. We've been connected for a while on LinkedIn and see lots of good stuff. Is that the main socials platform to find you on?
Yeah, we're on Facebook too, but I think LinkedIn's probably more that business community. But yeah, LinkedIn or Facebook, for sure. Raw Coaching.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wayne Speedy, producer today. Any questions from you, Wayne?
Questions.
Comments, even feedback?
That was interesting. Yeah. Maybe for people who have never looked at getting a coach before. How would you advise if you're looking for someone to be your coach?
Yeah.
What do you look for? If it was you, opposite. How do you know they're going to be a good fit rather than by what they're telling you?
Yeah, nice.
You like them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can they hear
I'm not sure. I'll say it again, and so just in case they didn't, and Wayne's the editor, so he'll make it happen. Wayne asked, if you've never had a coach before, how would you look for the coach? And I think that is actually a great question. And I've always been there's a lot of sharks that infest the coaching waters. And can give it
I've never heard that description, but no.
And they might be out there and sell it. I'm not going to name names. But how would you go about that? Like finding someone that you're going to gel with, and then I could maybe give an example.
Yeah, man. I've had different coaches, personally, depending on what I need at the time. See a psychologist, guy Tony Bluden.
Yeah,
he helps me just unpack life shit. Let's probably go a little bit deeper about even like childhood and how that comes through in your adult life. Janine Manning, who I mentioned earlier, like she was good in those early days. Tracy Hancock, she's a local coach, been my coach more recently. So the first thing is like, what do you want from coaching?
Mm-hmm.
Where am I at? And I'm 43 now. What am I trying to achieve from it? Do I have to be pushed harder? Do I need a bit of nurturing? Do I want some goals and accountability out of this? Or do I just want someone? Because I have to listen heaps. So when I started working with Tracy, I said, to be honest, I don't really know what I want from this, other than this is going to be my turn with the talking stick, and I'm just going to go hard. And it'll just be nice for me to be the one that can just go, cool. But so after all that, you figure out where you're at and what you need, and then that fit. So back to your questions about gut feel, I would have a coffee with them or a Teams call or whatever, and just be like, how does this feel when I'm just sitting here? Does it feel good? Do I feel safe? Do I feel like they're going to give me what I need? And then you'll know.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think the gut feel and that was certainly it. We got suggested, I think we'd probably connected, and I'd sort of seen you around on the world of LinkedIn. But Brigitte had suggested getting in touch, and we just did that. I think had a coffee, had a coffee the first time, trialed it out, and just keep rolling it out further. I thought it was really good. I'd sort of put it out there as well, because there's obviously a cost to this, which is what we've discussed, is like putting this sort of stuff out for free and for people can hear. There's books that are available. Frida, she won't mind me telling this, is she used ChatGPT, and she was just discussing some leadership scenarios that were going on for her at work. And she was like, it provided her a phenomenal level of feedback and talk. And so as corny as that sounds, but I've done it with it, is it's not the same as, Andrew and I, and, it's a similar one. I was like, I wanted someone I could just say, all right, let me tell my story. Let me tell what's going on. Give me your feedback into it. I wouldn't be afraid, or I would recommend for people is give that a go and see, because it's their large language model AI is though just a reflection and a knowledge of all the human stuff that's gone. And if you could say, I haven't done this, maybe I will. I'm sure if I go ChatGPT, research Dave Wood integrated training, and then act like Dave Wood. Research Tony Robbins, research Andrew Miller, research Jason Davis from Shed Life, and then let me ask you a bunch of life questions and reflect it back like so. And I think if you set it up like that, it would be amazingly positive to be able to do that, and you'd be able to go through a whole lot of scenarios and for nothing.
I think chat would even tell you, if you were getting so deep, it would be like, I think you should get some psychological help now.
Yeah, 100%.
What was I going to say about that? Why I reckon that there's value in that from a different perspective is, in the American movies, talked about The Shrink earlier.
Yeah.
You're on the couch and you're looking up at the roof. Mm-hmm. Like the belief of that is that because you're not being looked at, you're not being judged. And so you're just talking into the void, and the shrink's over there, legs crossed with their little notepad. And you're just going blah, 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 whatever. I'm just talking into the void. And so, and same as like a car journey.
Yeah.
You have awesome chats on a big car ride because the world's happening around you, not there looking at each other, or a walk. I do in terms of leadership, if you've got a little walking practice as part of your regular leadership rituals.
Love a walk and talk.
Yeah, just like a cafe that's 500 metres up the road. Go get a coffee, Jace. The whole way down, we're just talking shit. We're connecting. How are you, Jace? We have our coffee. I'll have whatever conversation we need to have, walk back. But same with that chat, is that I'm not feeling judged by this machine. Because it's like there's not a human there going, oh, you're being a pussy, or like you got to harden up, or like, nah, there's none of that. It's just like,
No, so that's awesome.
Totally agree. The other thing I wrote down was one thing is, as leaders, just having the confidence to speak. You've got to find the confidence to speak as a leader, whether that's in front of a group, but to lead, you need to communicate. So having the courage to give the clarity you need. So, hey, this is what a great job looks like, John. This is what I want from you. How does it sit with you? Cool, there's the expectation. And then keep John on track. And I've got to have the courage to be like, bro, you're kicking ass, man. I've noticed you. I'm appreciating the way you're rocking up and doing your job. But also, too, if it means you've gone a little bit off track.
Yeah.
Going to John, Cuzzy, what's going on? The other challenge I pose to leaders is that if you don't want to give feedback or have hard conversations as part of your job, that's all good. Just give them back 10% of your pay.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do all your job, just don't take all the money. It's like, no. That is a part of your job. Mm-hmm. So swim towards the shark, find the confidence to have the hard conversations. And it is a muscle that you strengthen. You get better at it to the point where you just don't put things off in the end. You just deal with them.
Yeah, it's a great final one. That was my word. It is my word for 2026 is clarity, is realizing that I wasn't clear enough. And then even part of this work here is all about how do I give clarity of my own mind and purpose, but then give clarity to others, because too easy for me to just almost talk jibber jabber and make everybody feel motivated and happy. And then they're like, I don't know what Jason wants.
No.
He's very excited.
Play back for me what I just said. I was like, I've got no idea.
Yeah.
Good energy, good vibe.
I'm happy,
yeah.
But I'm a bit concerned. I don't know. So clarity. It's awesome. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks for all the good stuff that you're putting out there into the world. Thanks for giving the time over to the podcast. Thanks for working with Waikato Shed's team. It's phenomenal. Doing a great service and adding a positive to the world. So that's it. Cheers.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the invitation to be a part of the Waikato Shed's journey, and also having me on Shed Life, man. It's been a pleasure. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cheers, man.
Cheers, brother.
Nice.